Hi guys, welcome back. I've got another little review for you today. Sorry it's been a couple of weeks since my last upload. I've had stinking cold. I've had a lot on my plate as well. But I thought I'd bring you something that I promised in my last video. This is something I picked up from the Vapor Expo. So when I went to the Vapor Expo, I wanted something to use for work. I wanted something quite durable really, and something not too expensive either. And I didn't want to be dripping every 5 seconds as well, my RDAs and stuff like that. So I wanted something nice and simple. I saw this was on offer for £20 at the show, so I thought, you know what, we'll give it a whirl. It's quite an old mod, not going to lie, it is an old mod now. They have other better mods on the market than this now from the same company. However, it's new to me, so I thought, you know what, I'll give you my thoughts on this one too. So what we've got for you today, we have the Snowwolf Vfeng. Yeah, so nice little mod. I've seen a lot of reviews for this mod, and everybody says it's probably one of the ugliest mods they've ever seen. It's not sexy by a long shot, but I don't think it's the worst looking mod in the world. No, definitely not. I've seen worse, so it's not the worst, but it's definitely not sexy. It does seem to have some nice little features to it as well, but there was some sort of letdowns with it. So we'll go through my pros and cons with it at the end of the video and give you my overall thoughts. But I will take you down to the table. I'll show you what comes in the box, you know, the usual bits and bobs. But how does it vape? While we're up here, I thought, you know what, while we're up top, how does it vape? Reality, not too shabby. You know, definitely not for a stock coil either. The coil in this one says it's best at 40 to 55 watts. I'm currently running it at 40 watts. It's not too bad. I'm using a little bit of lychee ice cream from Marina Vapes. So flavour's not the best. I'm not gonna lie, it's not the best. The flavour's there. Clay production, it's all right for a stock coil. Yeah, but you know what? For what I wanted it for, not too bad. So, yeah, I mean, not too bad at all, really. But like I said, it is an ugly mod. There is some serious cons I've found with this, but at the same time, there is some nice little pros as well. Some pros which I'm quite surprised, given the age of this mod now, they've not sort of rolled out more mainstream. So let's get down to the table. I'll give you a closer little look at it and show you what comes in the box. And then we'll get up top, we'll have a little chat and tell you my pros and cons really, and you can make your own mind up. Okay guys, so this is the Vfeng close-up. So you got the box. With the box, it's got the usual stuff. You got sort of a crappy little image of it, I suppose, and your lovely nicotine warnings as always that we've got to have everything. You got your scratch to verify, your colour choices. So as you saw at the top, mine's the yellow. Normally you'd have your batch number and your usual warning disclaimers. On the back you've got your contents and your specifications. So as you can see, 10 watt to 230 watt, nice little range there. Your output voltage 1 volt to 7.5. Ohm resistance 0.05 ohms to 3 ohms. That's not a bad output there. That's some seriously low ohm builds you can pop on there if you wanted to. Has got temp control mode on there as well. It contains your Vfeng mod, your tank, USB cable, replacement glass, replacement coil, user manual and your warranty, plus your spare parts. So all your usual bits really, nothing too exciting in there. One thing to point out though, done all in the UK, so local for me. So let's have a little look inside. So once you get into your box, it's a nice snug box actually, it's a pain in the arse to keep opening. There we go. Right, so you got the usual boring stuff. You got your user manual, you stuff to do with your tank, warranty cards, how to fill your tank, your lovely little certificate that says it's passed all its regulatory checks. Then you get your good bits inside. So inside, as you can see, my tank has got juice in it, so just packed it up to show you how it's packaged. You've got one mod. You normally have a spare coil, but I've used mine already. You've got your tank, spare glass. Inside the spare glass is where they've stashed your spare parts. And then you have this box for your USB charge cable. So I believe this does support USB charging. Not 100% on that though, because I use an external battery charger, as you all should for battery safety. So you have one mod. With your mod, it does have some cool little options with it. So this display is like a little clock. Pretty hard to read though, to be honest, because the hands aren't very clear. 5 clicks will turn it on. You get the Snowwolf logo, and then it will load up your screen. So this is the default screen. You just pop the tank on. So if you take the tank out, it's a 2mm tank, compliable with EU regulations. Okay, so once your tank's on, you'll have your ohms displayed normally down the bottom there, your volts, your wattage in the middle. This little bar is your battery life and your seconds per puff, as well as the little clock. Okay, so 3 clicks will enter your menu. You have mode, so you can select your power in the middle, which is your wattage, or you can use the up and down buttons to go between temp control options if you are using an RDA. Power button will confirm. You have your LED choices up top. So very limited. I start to notice actually the one thing that I've noticed over the last couple of days, there's this random line has appeared on my screen. Not too sure what it is. I think my LED is a bit knackered. It does have a customizable option for the screen. So if you go to your set and you go to GUI, unfortunately though, there's only 2 options for your screen. Okay, so the other option you've got is this, which in my opinion is just ridiculous. The other one is much better. So I did think there'd be more options, to be honest, than just those 2. At least with sort of like a firmware update or something like that, I thought they'd give you maybe different options for backgrounds you could download or customizable. But we'll talk about that more in my pros and cons up top. The tank itself, it has this little sort of, well, you can sort of see it, there's edging all the way around the tank, which is a nice touch. I'll talk to you about it more in my pros and cons, but it makes it very easy to fill. And you've got your LEDs on the back with the Snowwolf logo, as well as your LED on the top. Charge port at the bottom, literally 3 buttons to worry about. So nothing too special. Simple, does the job, I suppose. But yeah, let's get back up top. We'll talk through my pros and cons, and see what you think of it really, and we'll take it from there. I still think it's bloody ugly. It's still not the ugliest mod in the world, especially for a dual 18650 mod. I've seen a lot worse, but god damn, it ain't sexy at all, is it really? Right, let's pop back up top and we'll go through my pros and cons. So let's talk pros and cons. Pros, it's a nice little mod for work. You know, I can't see this sort of being an everyday device for me. I do like the fact it goes up to 230 watts, so if I do want to drop an RDA on the top, I can. You know, it will fit a decent sized RDA on the top of there, because you've got quite a bit of room. I do like the screen. Now, I know the screen got a lot of stick when these first came out, but it's clear, it's concise, there's no confusing mumbo jumbo all over it or anything like that. The customizable setting on the screen, I thought there'd be more options, if I'm honest. You know, considering, you know, you've got this nice, bright, colourful screen, I thought they'd give you more than 2 options on like a background, or at least give you something, you know, you might be able to put a custom picture in the background. Something like that. You know, the detail in those are quite nice. I do like that they've got the detailing in the buttons, they've got the LEDs in the back and on the top as well, so that's nice. I do think that was a nice little touch. One of the biggest things I did like with it, on the tank, the sort of notch settings around the rim is so nice to actually refill your tank, because most tanks nowadays you do find they're just completely round, and sometimes they're a bit stiff to sort of get the tops off. Obviously you've got things like the smock tanks now, like this one, where you've sort of got the button to sort of flip it out. That was sort of like a nice feature for a top fill. But most devices don't have that yet. But this would have been great for them because it's so easy to refill your device, and having it on the airflow at the bottom makes it so much easier to sort of take your tank off the top as well. You know, that I'm so surprised hasn't been used on more tanks. Cons, the drip tip's a bit narrow for me. I am used to dripping, so I'm used to the wide bore sort of drip tips. To be honest, if I was going to use this every day, I would probably bang an RDA on there or an RTA rather than using the stock tank. To be honest though, I've also found that, I don't know if it's just because this is so old now, the coil's quite hard to find. As I said down the bottom, I've already gone through one of the coils, so, you know, that was a bit of a down for me. Overall though, I do think it is a good little mod, like I said, for work. You know, it's not an everyday mod for me. However, somebody I think who's just sort of new to the vaping market, who's just moving from, like, you know, your pod system like your Mi Pods, or, you know, has just moved on from shisha pens as it was back in the day, you know, as sort of an entry level mod, it's not a bad mod. I know a lot of people have had issues with the battery doors. The battery doors are, you know, just a simple hinge door. So far though, no problem with mine whatsoever. And I do think for £20, bargain, absolute bargain. It's done me for work. I am just now trying to find out where I can get these bloody coils from, because they're going to be a pain in the arse for me if I can't. If not, I'm probably going to switch this out to at least an RTA for work. One of the other problems I did find though when I was changing the coil, it was an absolute pain in the bloody arse to change the coil in it. Because what I found, you sort of unscrew the top, and then you have to unscrew this piece here, and then the whole chimney comes out with the coil attached, even though the coil screws into the bottom like with most traditional coil tanks. So that was a bit of a letdown for me, because what I actually found is this rim here is crazy sharp. Okay, you can't quite see it now, but I sliced my thumb changing my coil the other day. So you have to be very, very careful with that. I still haven't figured out how to get the bloody glass off because the seal's dead tight on it. But yeah, for the most part, there is quite a few cons. But, like I said, vape's well enough. You know, it is quite light, really, compared with my other mods. And it does the job for work, okay? I mean, it's nothing special from that angle. But Snowwolf, I know a lot of people have been very impressed with their newer mods, but definitely from an entry-level perspective, this will work. This will do the job for you. I am actually quite impressed with the cloud production for a stock coil, because the more I've been using it, you know, for a 40 watt, I'm getting just as much cloud as I do out some of my RDAs, so that's not too bad, I suppose. But yeah, tell me what you think. Did you manage to pick one up? I mean, these sold out very quickly at the expo. I noticed. I was there on the Saturday. I must have picked mine up mid-morning, and they'd already sold out of the black. They'd only got a couple of the yellow left, and they also had it in blue while I was there. I'm sure they had a couple of blues left. So they sold out very, very quickly. So did you manage to pick one up? Let me know what you think. But definitely, I think from an entry-level perspective, it's not gonna hurt getting one of these in. This will be a good first mod for you, especially for a bigger mod. But as always, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching my other videos. If you have done, continue to sort of support. Check out the Instagram feed as always, because that's normally where most of my work is, and the new website is up and running now. So all these videos will be posted directly to my website, but I will try and put a link to the website in the description below as well. So if you show your support on there, that'd be fantastic. But until next time, peace out. But let's say, got any questions, feel free to drop us a message, guys.